Hey there, fellow diggers and space engineers. Welcome to episode 3 of a Minor Moon series. Got some big changes to go through at the moment. First things first, as I hope you can notice, the graphic settings have changed dramatically. I'll try and do a before and after shot here for you so you can see what it used to look like compared to now, but seems like one heck of a difference to me. Much improved. I started off playing the game. I can't remember if it was the Steam client or whether or not it was the GeForce Experience that identified the game and said, hey, do you want me to sort out the settings for you? And I thought, yeah, well, you know what's best for the game, so yeah, go ahead. And I went with whatever settings that it gave. Turns out that was pretty much everything off and everything low, which was rubbish. Probably fine if I wanted to do this in 4K at 144 frames, but I don't and I'm not, so rubbish. So I've had a good tweak of the graphics settings and hopefully everything should now be looking a lot better. Second of all, you can see I've started doing a colour theme. I found this lovely rusty sort of industrial texture in sort of like the painting palette, and once I put down the first couple, I couldn't stop. So as we go through the episode, please have a little look at it, see what you think. If you don't like it, let me know in the comments down below. If you do, give it a big thumbs up. We've also added a new area over to the one side for the next lot of expansion and the next project, which I'm hoping to get done in today's episode. And I've also had to stick on a couple of modules onto the refinery and the assembler that you can see in the background there. These ones are just sort of the power and efficiency ones, just so that they're not drawing as much energy, because even though it's only me playing on this one and my energy needs are reasonably small, I don't have a huge solar array or any other type of energy production, so it was touch and go as to how much power I was going to have, so I thought I might as well just stick it on there, reserve my power. Also, I had to expand that little trench over by there. I noticed that as I was mining stuff out and throwing rocks down, it was 50-50 as to whether or not they were being sucked up. So I extended it a little bit, put in a little turn, and now I've not seen a rock that's not made it through. So it seems to be a lot more efficient and a lot better for what I need it to be. So that's pretty much all of the changes that we've done. And so let's crack on with the rest of the episode, and we'll talk you through what we're going to be doing in today's episode. Today I'd like to try and keep things quite short. It was quite obvious that the last episode was a bit lengthy in comparison to the first one, so I'd like to try and keep this one a little bit shorter. So we're going to keep to 2 projects today. Oh, I forgot to tell you about this as well. Some of you might have heard of a Tesla Powerwall. Well, this is Daniel's Power Floor. The batteries were sort of getting in the way, and I thought I could do with a few more. And seeing as they're the size of an armour block exactly, I figured why not shove them in the floor. Adds a bit of pattern, keeps them out of the way. So there we go. So we've got loads of batteries now, all getting charged up by the solar. So that's absolutely great. So in today's episode, what I would like to do is try and create a flat area, potentially over in this section here, where I would like to create a drill system. So I would like to come off this storage container and set up a system with pistons and controls, conveyor systems, and several large drills that I can use to automate sort of the flattening out and potentially digging into this this section here. And if I can get it all nice and flat, perhaps sunk a little bit, I'd like to turn this area into my first base, because I've got nowhere where I can take my helmet off or my boots at the end of the day. Be nice to have somewhere where we can play around with some decorations and chairs and monitors and control panels and all of that kind of good stuff, and oxygen farms, etc, etc. So I'm thinking having a flattened area over here, which would release a load of resources, would be quite good. Potentially I could do a nice little window vista overlooking the mining operations that are hopefully going to be going over in this area moving forward. The second thing that we want to do today is to go out and explore to try and find some materials to finish off doing these bits and pieces. I think we need to find things like gold and silver to be able to make some of the more high-end areas. Now, to that end, I hit a bit of a snag. I really lucked out when I spawned on this moon and found sort of like all of the nice little deposits up by here of iron and cobalt and nickel. I got very lucky by being able to find those with just the hand drill. Now I've had a little look around here with the hand drill, and I've not been able to find a single other ore deposit, let alone the ones that we want to, which means they must either there's a glitch, we're incredibly unlucky that there's nothing else in this entire area, or they're so deep that the hand drill can't identify it, because I believe it has a limited range of about, I think it's 50 or 30 meters. I think it's 30 meters, something like that. So obviously anything that's deeper than that, it doesn't register, which is why you need the order depth. I've changed it. I need to make a list of things that I need to tell you guys before I actually start these things. So I have also made some minor alterations to our little rover. I've taken off the atmospheric thrusters because I didn't see a point in having those. There's no atmosphere, and I got a bit of resources back. It was getting a little bit low on battery, so I chucked a solar panel on top of it, so I had to move the ore detector. And I've stuck on this lovely little, for the want of a better word, selfie stick. And I shoved a camera and a light on here on a rotor to be able to point it down. This I did for a couple of reasons. First off, I thought it would give you lovely people a better view as we're driving around trying to find stuff. But second of all, this place is absolutely full of craters, and this is not the most robust or maneuverable of vehicles, and I have this horrible sinking feeling that I'm going to be driving around in this and I'm not going to see the edge of a precipice until I'm at the bottom of it. So I thought, right, well, if I stick a camera at the top, pointed sort of down with a decent sized searchlight, hopefully it'll give me a better vantage point to be able to see if I'm approaching any cliffs, and hopefully it'll make the driving a little bit easier. So we're going to be using this in conjunction with the new little camera mount up by here and the decent ore detector to have a little scout around and see if we can't find the specialist ores that we need. I mean, the drilling area that I'm going to be setting up over here should be giving us all the basic ores and material that we need, but I really do need to find some of the higher end ores just to be able to grab a couple of sackfuls, just to be able to get the bits and pieces that we need to carry on. So I think first things first, this is going to take a little bit of time to design, and we need to get things processing anyway. So I need some energy. So I think the best thing to do would be to jump into the rover, start a bit of a time lapse, and see if I can drive around here and actually find the stuff that we need. So let's get going.
Inventory full.
Well, if there's one thing that this little trip has taught me, it's that the little moon buggy rover, whatever you want to call it, oh, it's hard work. Really, really hard work. I mean, look, I am not even very far away from my base, and this has been an absolute pain in the derriere to try and get from just here to here, whilst going over here and 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 in that ditch and in that ditch. I'm not entirely sure if there's a ditch that I actually missed trying to find this stuff, and all we managed to find was ice, which is great, don't get me wrong, need ice is good, but oh boy, I am calling it for today on trying to find any of the other ores. This has taken far too long. Ice is good. We also, as you can see there, we've got magnesium and silicon in the vicinity. Not that we were ever really going to need silicon, because we get it from the ground and we're going to be mining out this entire moon. So, you know, silicon's not that important. But everything else, yeah. So we got ice. So, you know, we got plenty for our little hydrogen thruster, and we've got plenty of oxygen now going on. But this moon buggy is just not working for me whatsoever. It is really difficult to drive. It is really slow, and I think I'm in a very, very craterous, I'm not even sure if that's a real word, craterous area of the moon, and it's hard going. So I think I'm going to get this thing home and pack away the ice and this rock that I just mined up, and get to work on the other project for today. And I think this moon buggy is going to be shelved up until I can build some actual ion thrusters. Now that we've got ice, you see, in fairness, now that I have a supply of ice, I can off camera come and dig out a load of this, get some hydrogen storage tanks, and be able to research and build some little hydrogen thrusters, and that should allow me to turn this little rover into a flying rover, effectively, and hopefully that will make trying to find the ores a lot easier than roaming around in all of these craters, because I am done. Right, let's get this thing home, let's get it unpacked, and let's crack on with the other project. Oh, finally! Okay, so lesson learned. That was a painful experience navigating all of these craters. So this has all been welded back up and emptied. So I think off camera I'm going to have a little play around with this, see if I can put on just a couple of hydrogen thrusters, just some little ones, perhaps where the atmospheric thrusters were, perhaps remove the solar panel from the top, put on a little couple of hydrogen thrusters up there, and just so that it's enough to lift it off the ground and hover it around. But I seem to recall hydrogen thrusters are immensely thirsty beasts, so I'll have a little play around with that. I'll mine out some more ice and have a little play, and once I've figured out something that actually works, I will come back to you guys and run you through exactly what I have done with that. But for now, I think we will start creating our little automated mining rig. And I'm definitely feeling in this location here see, we got nice big craters over there as well. So that would have been a nice little, that could have been a nice little base. I think it's just too far away from here to start off. Oh look, nice and reasonably flat over there. Look at this. This is why I was trying to traverse all the way over here. Look at this, all of this. Look at that over there. Look how flat. Anyway. So yes, I am definitely thinking by here might be nice. Maybe maybe have them so that it mines out this section here nice and flat, and then maybe have a nice sort of like panoramic view overlooking this crater, and then do a little a little base by here, and then start some proper excavational mining going out in this direction once we've sorted out a base. Yeah, I think that sounds good. Again, if you guys got any better suggestions, leave a comment in the section below. Right, let's do it. So, I thought I was being nice and smart by extending all of the pistons as I was building, give myself some extra room, and allow myself to build in more pistons on the inside of the extended pistons than I could do with the non-extended pistons. Would give greater range. But I think I've been a little bit silly at the top here, where I was now going to put in pistons going down, effectively, with drills on the end. And I'm now thinking, that's incredibly wasteful. That whole row should also be on pistons going down, and then that row should be attached at the end of all of the pistons, because otherwise I'm going to have pistons coming down here, pistons coming down here and here, as opposed to just having one lot of pistons that, say, was coming down here and then this row hanging off of it. Do you see what I mean? Like, it should only be sort of like 2 or 3 pistons here, rather than 2 or 3 pistons here, 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 and here. So, I mean, I think I'm going a bit large on this one, considering it's only supposed to be just to mine out a little bit of area by here to make a first base. But you know, I figured, hey, I've got a lot of mining to do, so I thought it might as well, you know, go big or go home, and yeah, it's bitten me for the first time. So I'm gonna think. Best thing to do: take all this off, put the pistons going down, have a branch going across that section. Yeah. Oh, and you know, and this is one of the reasons I was just thinking now, oh god, this hill's going to be in the way of me building this section. I'm like, oh, you're a donut. You can just retract all of those and build it over there. No, that's still not going to work, because then I'm still not going to be able to give myself the... Oh, of course I'm going to be able to give myself the height, because this is on a rotor, so I can just turn it all around. This is why I wanted to use all of the rotor systems, because it makes all of this completely like malleable. I can change its shape to fit whatever I want. Right. Okay. I will be back in a moment. I'm going to remove all of this section, move this lot back, and try to build up this little boomer arm thing. I'll be back. So as you can hopefully see from here, I've retracted the pistons. Put in this downward section of pistons that can actually hold 4, probably more than, but I don't need more than that at the moment. So four pistons going in there with a sort of like a boom arm that's now just missing the drills. Benefit that I've also now thought of with this one is that I can rotate the rotor by here to massively elongate the length of this drill rig, so I can put it from sort of like horizontal to vertical, and potentially mine out all of this area as well, give myself a really large flat area with which to potentially create our first custom designed ship. I could give myself sort of like a nice big landing pad. I could put a little base in the side of this mountain that I'm hopefully going to be digging out shortly, but also give myself a nice big landing pad by here. Food for thought. But first of all, we're going to get these. Going to get this little drill arm attached with a bunch of drills, and get it into position to do some digging. So I will be right back. And here we have the finished starter drill rig. Oh, tell you what, if I do flatten out this area to create like a landing pad to create a new ship, I think one of the first ones I'm going to build is going to be a little welding ship, because there was a lot of backwards and forwarding, toing and froing, getting materials to weld this lot up. Definitely think a welding ship is going to be needed, especially for some of these larger projects that are on the horizon. But first off, let's see if this works. We'll start off nice and slow. Just gonna see about switching these drills on, bringing them down, and just having a go at just flattening. Oh, I don't believe it. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, guys, I haven't put in the piston system to bring it this way. I actually don't believe it. I've forgotten an entire piston system. I can move it out that way, but this is as far back this way as I can bring it. No. Okay. It's going to be a pain in the backside. But what I could do is use this rotor. I could rotate this rotor to lift this section up, and then I can use this rotor to move this section down. Oh no! No, 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 no! Oh, I'm so gonna rage quit. No, right, okay, alright, I'll have to have a think about this. Back in a second. And welcome back. Okay, so cards on the table. It's actually a couple of days later. When I was trying to fiddle around with this the other day, it was late at night, and that's not a good time to be trying to work out impulse forces and rotor angles and directions, and yeah, just no. So I've come back a couple of days later and fresh minds looking at it, and it was just never going to work. The rotors were in the wrong position, on the wrong sides of some of the pistons. I had a little play around with rotating everything and seeing whether or not I could get it to work on the 3-axis that I was trying to do. No, it was just too difficult. So, scratched that, took it mainly all down, and rebuilt a new system that's basically like a dot matrix printer. It can sort of go up and down, it can go back and forth, and we've got a lot better control. I've also, as you can probably see, gone to a colour system. In my mind, it just seemed to work so much easier than trying to work out which ones are the height pistons and which ones were the depth pistons and which ones were the length pistons. No, now we've got the blue and yellow ones to go up and down, and we've got the green and red ones to go backwards and forwards. So nice and easy peasy. Everything is all connected. Everything seems to be working absolutely fine. The only thing I need to figure out now is some controls, and we should be able to get down to some mining. So I am going to have a quick play with that, and then I'm going to do some mining. So, cue the mining montage. Well, I think we've made some good progress here. Good chunk of ground has been excavated. You probably saw there was a few issues with the drills not being able to excavate out a large enough area around them, and they kept on getting hung up on little outcrops of rock, and we seem to have this nice sort of wavy pattern going on here. That's obviously to do with the the separating of the drills. I was hoping that they would have sort of a wide enough clearance that they would create a smooth area without having to have one in every single gap. Clearly I was wrong about that. So off camera I will make some adjustments and tweaks and add in some extra drills so that we can get a nice flat area. And we will start off the next episode with another mining montage, hopefully with a flatter area, and we'll have removed the issues with the hang-ups. But we can clearly see that the large mining rig is working. Just need to sort out a couple of tweaks. So I think that's a good point to wrap up this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again next time. Keep on digging. Hey there fellow diggers and space engineers. Just wanted to say thanks for watching, but if this video left you thinking about watching paint dry as a new hobby, or if you're thinking about never watching YouTube again, you know what to do. But if you enjoyed the video and would like to see more, then hey, please give me a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button. Go on, you know you want to. I'll see you all next time.